Hannah.
And we are Journey with the Gingers.
Today you're going to see the last day of our Virginia series. We did not film that much during the day because most of our plans were going to be outside, but there was gale force winds and from a tropical storm, and it was kind of dangerous to be outside. So we didn't do that much. So we honestly just went to the beach for like 5 minutes, went to eat, and then went home. Yeah. Because it was a little dangerous. But what we wanted to do is that after the footage of our last day, we were going to do a recap of the Virginia series and tell you what some of our favorite things were.
Let's go look at that footage.
Hey guys, my name is Elizabeth and I am the sister and adopted daughter of Journey with the Gingers. Today we are going to Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and I'm going to be their tour guide since I live there. So come on this journey with us today.
Good morning. As Elizabeth said, we are traveling to Norfolk, Virginia and Virginia Beach today. Of course, we're traveling during the remnants of Hurricane Zeta, so we have a lot of rain, but it looks like when we get to Virginia Beach that it's going to be a little bit less rain, so that's good. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we are a mother-daughter team, and we actually have a new member of our team. And we vlog about travel and lifestyle and all kinds of fun stuff that we do. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. So let's have a great day.
Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. We brought Laurie and Hannah to my apartment in Norfolk, and I showed them my place, and now we are going on an adventure that they actually don't know about. That was one of the first places that my best friend and boyfriend took me, and I'm excited to bring you guys along.
How you guys doing? So we are currently in Virginia Beach. Elizabeth's boyfriend Michael suggested that we come to this place called The Shack. It has a beautiful outdoor area. We're currently sitting underneath a shaded area, kind of blocking the wind, because apparently there's a hurricane, you know, zooming past here. So it's really windy, but we're excited to see what the rest of the day holds for us.
Okay, so we've gotten our food and we were so excited about it, we forgot to film some of it. So stay tuned for how good our food looks. There is some chicken tenders. There was a bunch more on this plate. This is their famous crab dip. It's so good. This was their world famous lumpia and mozzarella sticks. These things were huge. And this was a crab cake sandwich. You can add like bacon, lettuce, and tomato to it as well, and that's what Laurie got too. Everything's really good.
We're packing up and somebody wants to tell you goodbye.
I guess it's time. I know you guys have really enjoyed getting to know me as I have enjoyed getting to know you. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing everyone on the vlog again soon. If they link the Airbnb we stayed in, it was fantastic. Or if the person who runs the Airbnb sees this, it was fantastic. Thank you for your hospitality. Safe travels to everyone on here for your next adventure, and to Laurie and Hannah going home.
So that was the last day of our Virginia series. So we went to Norfolk to go see where my best friend Elizabeth lived, and she just took us to the beach, and we went to a restaurant, and then we came back to our Airbnb in Williamsburg. I thought we should do a slight recap of what we did in Virginia during our time.
Yeah.
So the first day we really didn't do much. We of course traveled up to Williamsburg, and our first day mostly consisted of that.
Travel and getting groceries. Yeah.
Second day, it was raining quite a bit. We went to the outlets, didn't do much shopping, but we went to the Yankee Candle store, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We always recommend going there. And you definitely should get, if they still have it, the Williamsburg pineapple candle, because that smells like a Dole Whip and it's delicious smelling. So that's my piece of advice there.
Second day, we decided to take the Colonial Parkway, and with the Colonial Parkway, on one end you have Jamestown Settlement, and the other end you have Yorktown. So we suggested you do that. If you want to do that all in one day, you definitely start very early, because we started pretty early and we still were pressed for time at the end.
I think honestly, because they have like a combo ticket for Jamestown and the Yorktown Museum, you should honestly just dedicate a day to that. We made the mistake of wanting to go to the battlefield, and honestly you can do the battlefields like in a day in itself. What we should have done is we should have dedicated like a whole day to Jamestown and to the Yorktown Museum, and then the next day do the Yorktown battlefields.
Yeah.
We try to put it all into one, and I felt like we had to rush through things.
Yeah, so that's a great plan. If you're planning the same trip we took, which was an amazing trip, do that. Do what Hannah just said. Do Jamestown Settlement, do the whole thing. Go to Yorktown, do the museum, and then the next day do the battlefields.
Yeah, because the battlefields, at least during right now, because you can't go into the visitor center at the battlefields, you don't have to pay an entry as of right now.
Right now.
Before you did, but the Jamestown and Yorktown museums are a completely separate entity from the Yorktown battlefield. So you can do them on separate days.
It was the battlefields themselves is just beautiful. I mean, it's very historic, of course, but just the wildlife as a national park, it's just, it's nice to be able to take your time.
And we didn't do that because we didn't want to get locked in the battlefield.
They close at dusk.
Yeah, so take our advice, do the Yorktown Museum and the Jamestown Settlement one day, battlefields the next.
The next day we did Colonial Williamsburg, and that was, we've been there before, but it's a little bit different right now because a lot of things are not open. The taverns were not open. Some of the things that you go inside were not open. Flags outside marking the buildings that were open. So, but we got to see a lot. There's a bus system, so you don't have to walk from the parking lot there. But we did a lot of walking anyway, and we just enjoyed it, and it was beautiful.
And keep in mind, with your entry fee into Colonial Williamsburg, what that gets you is, of course, you can park at the visitor center for Colonial Williamsburg. They shuttle you over to actual Colonial Williamsburg, but you get to do the parts where people are reenacting on, silversmith, blacksmith, all those things. But you can still walk through Colonial Williamsburg without purchasing the entry pass.
Yeah.
So if you just want to walk through there and not, do the reenactments and things like that, you can.
Yeah.
You can't go into the buildings such as like the Governor's Palace or I think it was like the State House. You can't do that, but you can walk through. You can walk down the street.
Yeah. And speaking of the Governor's Palace, if you want to do a fun maze, they have a hedge maze that you can go through, and it was a lot of fun.
We didn't honestly know it was there.
Yeah.
But the lady at the visitor center was like, there's a maze behind the Governor's Palace. We were like, where? You have to go back. You have to go behind the Governor's Palace and go back. So the next day was Monticello, and if I'm going to be 100% transparent with you, the main reason we went to Monticello is because I was curious, because it's mentioned in Hamilton the musical twice. And I was like, okay, let's go see whatever the heck it is you do in Monticello. You know, whatever Thomas Jefferson did in Monticello. If you don't know what Monticello is, that is Thomas Jefferson's home that he lived in his later years at. It's in, it's off in Charlottesville, Virginia, and we drove about like an hour and 45 minutes there. Didn't really do much research other than buy our tickets. You do have to buy tickets. You have to purchase a certain slot because they're only allowing you to go through the house. They're only allowing a certain amount of people to go through the house and things like that.
During this time.
Yeah. So make sure you buy your tickets ahead of time. Also, don't expect to take your purses in there or even your wristlet wallets. They almost didn't let me take my wallet in there. So if you do have anything and you're like, I have to have a bag, take a clear bag, or don't take anything at all. So we didn't even know why it was called Monticello, and it means little mountain, so we didn't know it was in the mountains. So when we started going up and up and up, you can expect that we were quite surprised.
Yeah, and we're going to put the link to that video up here also. The funny thing in that video is when Hannah says, we're in the mountains?
You said, did you know we're going to be in the mountains? I said, no.
You're in the mountains. Did you know you're going to the mountains? No.
It was definitely very eye-opening to learn about what Thomas Jefferson did every day while at home. It was also eye-opening to see the lives of, you know, those who were enslaved at Monticello. They do a very good job of showing the hardships that they went through and telling their story as well.
Right, they do.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend going to Monticello because you learn stuff that you didn't realize that you were going to learn.
And there at the visitor center, there is a small museum. Go in there and read some of the things, especially the things that he recorded in writing all the time. He was very, almost what I would consider manic about things. So go in that museum and you'll read, if you read some of the things about his note-taking and what he journaled about, it's quite interesting.
Another thing we didn't realize was there was an orchard.
Oh yeah, plan to go to the orchard in the fall.
It's not like you have to go on a path, you know, away from Monticello. It's literally, you go up the mountain and halfway from like the interstate to where Monticello is, there's an orchard that's huge. It's massive. Yeah. So I don't know when they're open during the year, but when we went, it was, you know, apple picking season, so that was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Monticello, we didn't know what we were getting into, but we're sure glad we did it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it was stunning. What we learned was eye-opening, very educational day as well.
But our final day, of course, you just saw, was visiting where Elizabeth lives in Norfolk, and it was just a rainy day and we didn't get to enjoy it as much as we wanted to, but we went to a great restaurant and we did get to see the Neptune statue, which was neat at the beach.
At Virginia Beach.
Which is neat. But I guess we should just wrap it up by saying that if you want to do this trip, is social distancing wise, I felt very safe. I felt like the steps that we planned before we left and things that we did, as far as planning a lot of outdoor type activities, doing Airbnb and all that, and of course we wore a mask and all that, but we felt really safe on this trip.
And Virginia, as of, you know, January 2021, does not have any state restrictions. There is no 14-day quarantine or providing a test upon entry into Virginia as of right now. So if you are looking for a state that has a little more leniency, you know, for allowing people who are out of state in, but please be respectful of everybody during this time. But we definitely recommend going to Williamsburg and going to take a day trip to Monticello, because
and I would say definitely check out those restrictions anyway before you go, just to make sure they're still that way.
Yeah. So and we'll put the website that we use below in the description that shows all the state restrictions, so that way if it does update by the time you're watching this, you will see the restrictions below. So we thank you all for watching the Williamsburg series and the Virginia series. We had a lot of fun, and please, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do that. Please subscribe. We would love for you to be a part of our community, and like this video if you've enjoyed the series overall, if you like this video. But stay tuned, because our next series is about haunted house. So yes, we will go to a haunted house in our next series in Savannah, Georgia, which is the most haunted city in America. So please, if you're interested in that, hit subscribe, because we had a lot of fun there.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And also hit that notification bell.
So you know when we post that video. But like we always say, we hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to journey on. Bye.